Have you ever wondered if the vitamins you're taking
you're making
to stay
healthy
choices by eating
secretly
fish
doing more harm than
What
good?
if I told you that
especially
the fish
as
on
you
your
get
plate
older,
could be silently
In this
sabotaging
video,
your health?
we're going to expose
speeding
the
up
4
aging,
worst vitamins
and even
you should
increasing
never
your
take,
risk of
or
stroke
must
and
limit
memory loss
after age 60.
In this video,
And then reveal the
we're
4
going to
you
uncover the
absolutely
shocking
must take
truth
every
about
single
the fish
day
many
to thrive.
seniors are eating.
So,
We'll reveal the
are you
4
taking
worst
any
fish you
of the
should never
4 worst
touch,
vitamins
packed
for
with
seniors?
mercury, toxins, and
These
hidden
supplements
inflammatory
might seem
compounds
harmless,
that can
but
wreak
they
havoc
pose
on your
serious
brain
risks
and heart.
as we age.
But don't
primarily
worry,
because
we'll
our
also share the
metabolism
4
slows
best
down.
fish you
This
absolutely
means
must
certain
eat,
vitamins,
backed by
particularly
new science
those
that
that
help
are
protect your
fat-soluble
arteries
or stored in our
lower your
organs,
Alzheimer's risk,
can
and
build
even
up
slow
toxic
down the
levels,
aging process,
causing damage that's often
For those of
mistaken
you
for
over
normal
60,
signs of aging.
making the right food
Let's
choices
dive into
becomes
what
more
they are
critical than ever,
and why you need to
you're
be
likely
cautious.
trying to eat healthier.
First on
and
our
for
list
many,
is
that
high-dose
means
vitamin
adding more
B6
fish to your diet.
You might see this touted for
It's
energy
loaded
or
with
brain
protein
health,
and
but for
omega-3s.
seniors, it's
So
a
it seems like
double-edged
a
sword.
foolproof choice for
Here's a
maintaining
quick story
brain
about a
and
man
heart
named
health.
Arthur.
But here
Arthur
is
was
a
in his
frightening
late
reality
60s
that most people
and
are
started
completely
taking a
unaware of.
high-strength B complex
Not all
vitamin,
fish are created equal.
hoping to fight
In
off the
fact,
fatigue and
eating the
brain
wrong
fog
kind
he
of
was
fish can be
experiencing.
one of the most dangerous things
Instead
you
of
do
feeling
for your
better,
health as you
he
age.
began to notice a strange
It sounds
tingling in his
dramatic,
hands and feet,
but the science is
his
clear
balance
and
got
alarming,
worse,
and he found
Imagine
himself
this
stumbling
stumbling
more often.
You're diligently
He chalked
eating
it up to
fish
just
twice a
getting
week,
older,
believing you're doing
But what
everything
was
right
really
to stay
happening?
sharp and active.
The high dose
You
of
feel
vitamin
good,
B6,
thinking you're
far
protecting
more
your
than his
heart
body needed,
and keeping your
was
mind
accumulating
clear.
in his nerve tissue.
But behind the
As
scenes,
our liver clearance
something
slows with
sinister
age,
could be happening,
and our nerves become more
hidden
fragile.
within that seemingly healthy
This buildup
fillet
becomes
are high
neurotoxic,
levels of mercury,
directly damaging the
industrial
nervous
toxins,
system.
and inflammatory
Studies have shown that
compounds.
high doses
These
can double
substances
the risk
don't
of
cause
developing
immediate
this
nerve
symptoms,
damage,
a
Instead,
condition
they
called
accumulate
neuropathy.
slowly, silently,
The cruel
year
irony
after
is that
year.
its symptoms,
They
tingling,
cross the blood-brain
numbness,
barrier,
poor balance, and
contributing
even brain
to the
fog,
plaque buildup
perfectly
associated
mimic
with
the
very
very
signs
signs
of aging people are
they
trying
stiffen
to
your
combat.
arteries,
In severe
setting
cases,
the stage for
this
a future
damage can be
cardiovascular event.
So here's the crucial
It's
point.
a silent attack on
You
your
need
most
to be
vital
incredibly
organs.
careful with vitamin
This isn't
B6
just speculation.
The
It's
recommended
backed by
daily
sobering
intake for
research.
seniors is only
A
about
shocking study
1.5
published
to
in the prestigious
1.7
journal The
milligrams,
Lancet in
an amount
2023
easily obtained from
sent
foods
waves
like
through the medical
chickpeas,
community,
tuna, and bananas.
The researchers followed a
If
large
you do
group
take
of
a
seniors
supplement or a multivitamin,
and discovered something
check the
truly
label and
disturbing.
ensure the dose is limited
Those
to a
who
safe
regularly
range,
consume
ideally
the wrong
around
types
5
of
to
fish,
10 milligrams at
specifically
most.
those high
Anything
in
higher
contaminants,
is
simply
simply
not
not
worth
worth
the risk.
Had a 70%
Now let's talk
to
about another
80%
common
higher
supplement
risk of
that can
suffering a
cause
stroke
serious
or
problems
significant
when
memory
taken
loss.
incorrectly.
Let that sink
The
in.
second supplement you
A
need to
habit
be
that was
extremely
supposed to be
cautious
beneficial
with
is
was
calcium,
actually dramatically
especially
increasing
when
their
taken
risk
by
of
its
the
very
very
conditions they were
We've
trying
all
to
been
prevent.
told for decades to
It's
take
a devastating
calcium for strong
betrayal
bones,
by
right?
food we've been
But
told
what
to
happens
trust.
when you over 60
The point is
and you
this:
take a calcium
for
pill
anyone
all
over
on
60,
its own?
being
The
uninformed
answer is
about
not what
which
you
fish
think.
to eat and which to
As we
avoid
age,
is a gamble
our
you
body's
can
ability
afford
to
take.
properly
Your
absorb
cognitive
and direct
function,
calcium
your
diminishes.
heart health, and
Instead
your
of going
overall
to
longevity
your
are
bones
on
are
the
on the
line.
line.
A lone
Now, before
flood
you
of
swear
calcium
off fish
from a
forever,
supplement,
let me
can
share
end
the
up
other
in the
side
wrong
of the story,
places because it's incredibly
It starts
helpful
to deposit in your
just as the
arteries,
wrong
your
fish
heart
can be
valves,
detrimental,
and other soft
choosing the right
tissues.
fish can be one of the most
Imagine it
powerful
as
protective
minerals
and
slowly
anti-aging things you
hardening
can
your
do.
flexible
The
blood
same
vessels,
body of science that
turning
warns
them
us about
stiff
the
and
dangers
brittle.
also
This isn't
eliminates
just a
a clear
theoretical
path
risk.
forward. Research
It's all
has
about
linked
making
taking
informed,
calcium
strategic
supplements
choices
alone to a
Think of
staggering
your body like a
22%
high-performance
higher
engine
risk of heart
that's
disease.
been running for over 6 decades.
It contributes to the
It needs
hardening
premium
of the arteries,
fuel to keep it
which
running
can increase
smoothly
your
and
risk of a
efficiently.
stroke.
The right kinds
and
of
can
fish
also
are
lead
that
to
premium
painful
fuel.
joint stiffness. They are
and
rich
even
in
kidney
specific
stones.
types of omega-3 fatty
It's like
acids,
paving a road
like
to
DHA
poor
and
cardiovascular
EPA,
health,
which are the
with
building
something
blocks
you
of a
thought
healthy
was
brain.
protecting you.
They act as
The point to
potent
remember is this:
anti-inflammatories,
calcium
calming the
doesn't
chronic
work in
low-grade
isolation.
inflammation.
For it to be
that is a
safely
root
and
cause of so
effectively
many
direct
age-related
your
diseases.
bones,
It needs
they
a
help
team
keep
of
your arteries
helpers.
flexible and
It
clear,
absolutely must
ensuring
be
that
taken in
nutrient-rich
combination
blood
with
can flow
vitamin
freely
D3,
to your heart,
which
brain,
aids absorption
and
from
every
the
other
gut.
organ.
Vitamin
The
K2,
evidence for
which
these
acts
benefits
like a
is just
traffic
as
cop,
compelling as the
telling the
warnings.
calcium where to go.
Brand
The
new
bones,
findings from
and
the
where
Journal
not
of
to go are the arteries, a leading publication on the science of aging, which is essential for both calcium provided and some of the most exciting news for senior health. The safest approach is always to prioritize seniors who consistently eat the right kinds of fish, sardines, and yogurt, can lower their risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Ensure it's by an incredible balanced formula. This isn't a small marginal improvement. Next up is a massive reduction in risk, especially men and postmenopausal aging. Should stop supplementing almost entirely. The study highlighted how these specifically fish protect the delicate lining of our arteries. The third damage and plaque buildup is directly combating while iron is essential for carrying oxygen. They even found that these dietary habits can slow down the biological aging process. For women, the monthly iron loss stops after menopause. All the information we're sharing today isn't based on the body becomes very efficient at recycling every recommendation. Both the problem arises when you continue to take iron supplements firmly rooted in peer-reviewed scientific studies from reputable institutions in the rain. It rusts. We've sifted through the data from publications like the Lancet and the Journal of Gerontology inside your body to bring you conclusions you can trust. Excess iron isn't easily to empower you with knowledge. Instead, it builds up in your vital organs like the heart, liver, to your daily life. This accumulation acts like an internal rust. You deserve to have the free radicals current information available and accelerate the aging process from the inside out and enhance your quality of life for all the years to come. What if the healthy fish you're eating linked to a higher risk of dementia, heart disease, liver damage, and even certain types of cancer? The symptoms of iron overload are notoriously vague and can be easily dismissed as signs of getting older. Things like chronic fatigue, joint pain, and memory problems. You might feel tired and assume it's just age, when in reality, it could be the iron supplement you're taking every day. So what's the takeaway? Never supplement with iron unless you have a confirmed deficiency. Before you even consider taking an iron pill, you must get tested by your doctor. A simple blood test, like a serum ferritin or transferrin saturation test, can tell you if you're actually deficient. If you're not, taking extra iron is just asking for trouble. When choosing a multivitamin designed for seniors, make sure you pick one that is specifically formulated to be iron-free. And finally, we have a vitamin that can become toxic in its most common supplement form, directly impacting your heart health as you age. The fourth and final supplement you must avoid in high doses is vitamin A, specifically in its preformed state, known as retinol. You'll often find this form also listed as retinol palmitate in many standard multivitamins and standalone supplements. The danger lies in the fact that retinol is a fat-soluble vitamin. This means your body doesn't just flush out what it doesn't need. Instead, it stores the excess in your liver and fatty tissues. As we get older, our liver function naturally slows down. It becomes less efficient at processing and clearing substances, including high doses of vitamins. This allows retinol to build up over time, reaching potentially toxic levels. This buildup isn't benign. It can have serious consequences for your heart. In fact, studies have shown that high levels of stored vitamin A are linked to a 25% higher risk of developing atrial fibrillation, which is an irregular heartbeat that dramatically increases your risk of a stroke. The symptoms of vitamin A toxicity can also be quite general, including chronic fatigue, nausea, and persistent joint pain, again making it easy to misdiagnose or ignore. The crucial point is to avoid supplements that contain high doses of retinol or retinol palmitate. The safer alternative is to get your vitamin A from beta-carotene. Beta-carotene is the form found in colorful plants like carrots, sweet potatoes, and spinach. Your body is incredibly smart. It only converts beta-carotene into active vitamin A as it's needed, making it virtually impossible to overdose. This built-in safety mechanism is why you should always look for beta-carotene on a supplement label, or even better, simply eat your vegetables. It's the safest and most effective way to ensure you have adequate vitamin A without risking toxicity. What if I told you that 4 of the most common vitamins people take after 60 are not only a waste of money, but could actually be harming your health? It sounds shocking, but it's a reality that many seniors face, often with the best intentions. I remember a conversation I had with my own father a few years ago. He was in his late 60s, a retired engineer, and meticulously organized. He had this little pill organizer, and every morning he'd line up his supplements. He was taking a basic multivitamin, some extra vitamin E he'd read about for heart health, iron because he felt a bit tired, and a calcium supplement because, well, that's what everyone says you need for strong bones. He was proud of his proactive approach to aging. But over time, instead of feeling more energetic, he started complaining about digestive issues, constipation, and a persistent feeling of being off. He was doing everything he thought was right, but it was backfiring. This story isn't unique. The supplement aisle can be a confusing and even dangerous place, especially as we age. The truth is, our body's needs change dramatically after 60. What worked or seemed harmless in our 40s can become problematic. My father's experience taught me a crucial lesson. It is not just about what you take, but also what you avoid. Today, we're going to clear up the confusion. We will expose the 4 vitamins you should likely never take after 60, and then reveal the 4 you absolutely must.
based on what science tells us about the aging body. This isn't about fear, it's about making smart, informed choices to feel your absolute best in your golden years. Now, let's start with the supplements you should probably clear out of your cabinet. The first one is iron. Unless you have been specifically diagnosed with iron deficiency anemia by a doctor, you should not be supplementing with iron. As we get older, our bodies become less efficient at getting rid of excess iron, and it can accumulate in our organs like the liver, pancreas, and heart. This buildup, a condition known as hemochromatosis, can be toxic, leading to organ damage, joint pain, and increased oxidative stress, which actually accelerates the aging process. The fatigue you might be trying to fix with an iron pill could be coming from something else entirely, and adding unnecessary iron could be making things much worse. The second supplement to avoid is high-dose vitamin E. For decades, vitamin E was touted as a miracle antioxidant for heart health. However, numerous large-scale studies, including a pivotal one from Johns Hopkins, have shown a different story. Taking high doses, typically 400 IU or more per day, has been linked to an increased risk of all-cause mortality, and specifically, an increased risk of hemorrhagic stroke, which is bleeding in the brain. The synthetic form of vitamin E found in most cheap supplements, DL-alpha tocopherol, is particularly problematic. If you want the benefits of vitamin E, get it from your food. Nuts, seeds, and spinach are fantastic sources. Don't fall for the outdated hype. Next on the avoid list is the generic one-a-day multivitamin. This might be the most surprising one on the list. The problem with these shotgun multivitamins is that they are not tailored to the unique needs of a senior. They often contain things you don't need, like the aforementioned iron, and not enough of the things you desperately do. For example, they might have a token amount of vitamin B12, but not nearly the dose required to overcome age-related absorption issues. They also frequently use cheap, poorly absorbed forms of minerals. You end up paying for a formula that gives you a false sense of security while failing to address your most critical nutritional gaps. It's far better to target your specific needs than to take a little bit of everything. Finally, let's talk about calcium, specifically taking high-dose calcium supplements on their own. For years, the message was simple: take calcium for your bones. But we now know the story is more complex. Without its crucial cofactors, particularly vitamin D3 and vitamin K2, that supplemental calcium doesn't always make it to your bones. Instead, it can be deposited in your arteries, leading to arterial calcification or hardening of the arteries. This significantly increases your risk for heart attack and stroke. It has a paradox. The very supplement you are taking for bone health could be compromising your cardiovascular health. It's not that calcium isn't important, it's that taking it in isolation as a high-dose supplement is a risky strategy. So, now that we've cleared out the cabinet, what should you be taking? Let's focus on the 4 nutrients that are absolutely essential for thriving after 60. First up are omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. Think of chronic inflammation as a slow-burning fire inside your body that accelerates aging. It stiffens your arteries, damages your joints, and fuels brain decline. Omega-3s are the most powerful natural firefighters you can find. Most seniors are profoundly deficient in these fats. Studies have shown that adequate levels are linked to a staggering 36% lower risk of death from all causes. They protect your memory, keep your blood vessels flexible and healthy, and lubricate your joints. For a real impact, you should aim for at least 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA daily. Look for a high-quality fish oil or an algae-based supplement if you're vegan, and always take it with a meal that contains some healthy fat to maximize absorption. Next, we have vitamin B12. This is the spark plug for your entire nervous system. The problem is, as we age, the production of stomach acid declines. This is a huge issue because you need that acid to detach B12 from the protein in your food so your body can absorb it. To make matters worse, many common medications for seniors like acid reflux pills and metformin further interfere with B12 absorption. A deficiency can be devastating, causing symptoms that mimic dementia, neuropathy with tingling in the hands and feet, and even irreversible nerve damage. It's essential for mental clarity and energy. Because of the absorption issue, you need to bypass the stomach. Look for a sublingual lozenge or spray with either methylcobalamin or cyanocobalamin and aim for a dose of 500 to 1,000 micrograms per day. Let it dissolve under your tongue to go directly into your bloodstream. The third non-negotiable supplement is vitamin D3. We call it the sunshine vitamin. But after age 65, your skin's ability to produce vitamin D from sun exposure plummets by more than 50%. This is critical because vitamin D acts more like a hormone than a vitamin, influencing nearly every system in your body. It is absolutely essential for guiding calcium into your bones, which is why it's a key player in preventing osteoporosis and fractures. It also supports muscle strength, fighting off the frailty that leads to dangerous falls. Furthermore, it's a cornerstone of your immune system. Low levels are directly linked to a 30% higher risk of death from all causes. Most seniors will need between 1,000 and 2,000 IU of D3, the cholecalciferol form, per day. The key is to always take it with a meal containing fat, which can dramatically improve its absorption and effectiveness. Finally, let's talk about magnesium. This is the master mineral, the relaxation mineral, responsible for over 300 essential functions in your body, yet most seniors are silently deficient. Just like with B12, absorption decreases with age, and many common medications like diuretics and blood pressure pills act like magnesium thieves, draining it from your system. A deficiency can manifest as muscle cramps, an unstable heart rhythm, poor blood sugar control, anxiety, and terrible sleep. Correcting it can have a profound impact, supporting a stable heartbeat, strengthening bones, and dramatically improving sleep quality. You'll want to aim for 250 to 400 milligrams per day of elemental magnesium. Avoid magnesium oxide, which is poorly absorbed. Instead, choose highly absorbable forms like magnesium glycinate, which is great for sleep and relaxation, or citrate or malate. There you have it. It's not about taking more pills, it's about taking the right pills. By avoiding the 4 potentially harmful supplements and focusing on the 4 that your aging body desperately needs, omega-3s, B12, D3, and magnesium, you can take powerful, precise steps to protect your brain, your heart, your bones, and your overall vitality for years to come. I hope this video brought you some clarity and empowered you to take better control of your health. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend or family member who could benefit from it. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Are you taking any of these supplements? Have you noticed a difference? Your experience could help someone else in this community. And of course, if you want more evidence-based tips for healthy aging, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and be well.